Hi, it's Elysium, your new domain storyteller, and I thought I would do a video blog to talk more extensively about the upcoming projects for Levet, because I've said Levit, or Lavit, far too many times, and I know that the formal pronunciation is Levet. So I'm just going to keep trying to, ingrain that in myself and just make it a habit so I stop saying Levit, because I'm sure she hasn't said anything to me, but I'm sure that it pisses Jen off. And I know it probably pisses some other people off, so, yeah, bad. Bad habits, they die hard. So the first thing that I kind of want to talk about is the Garden of the Pantheon. So it's a singular location that I actually want to write up, but it's kind of tremendous for me because it is almost symbolic of what's to come for the city. And I was really inspired by the Temple of All Gods that I think is in Silarus or Zeltiva. I'm sorry, don't quote me on that. But Jen actually showed me the link a while ago when I was telling her about this idea that I wanted to create a temple for the city that kind of addressed the whole in all the worship. Because obviously there's a temple to Tanroa, there's obviously a temple to Sina and Leth, and then you have Khotan Temple, which we're going to do something with, like I said in the previous video. But the thing is that none of the other deities in the Pantheon are really represented. So I wanted to do that in a different way than was done before, and I came up with this idea alongside my sister. She really helped out, about making a hedge maze that patrons could make kind of a pilgrimage to. And traveling through the hedge maze, they would be able to visit different little alcoves or sites, or parts of the maze basically, where they can, it's represented in some sort of floral arrangement what that deity represents. So it's like a shrine of sorts. So, for example, the part of the hedge maze dedicated to Ivik would have red flowers. And a lot of different things representing fire, maybe like tiger lilies, lots of orange and red and vermilion, and just really elaborate. And whereas, like, say, Priskel would maybe have candles or like some sort of candelabra, some fire, flame, light arrangement of some sort, maybe sky glass reflecting the daytime light to create a certain image. And in this location, each and every single part of the maze is described, so the person who is going to that part of the maze will then know specifically what their character is actually seeing. Because the devil is in the details, as was once said to me by somebody. Anyway, so there's that. Another thing that I really wanted to talk about was, let me check my list. Right, the development suggestion box. That's something I kind of said in chat earlier. I really want to do something with that. That's great, if I could just have a suggestion box maybe in my office or something, or just send me a private message and everybody just knows to do that. Where if you look at the link map or you just have some moment of inspiration or epiphany, to send me what you would like to see in the city, what you think the city is lacking, and I'll say yes or no. But I'd really love that, just because some of the best locations I've created have been out of the inspiration given to me by others. So I do things very Socratically a lot of times. And I like to talk through what exactly I'd like to see out of something with someone else and bounce ideas back and forth, because I think that's how something can really take shape, or at least for me. So, there's that. Another thing I wanted to talk about is the Levet Atlas. So, I'm working on a player's guide, which it's a codex, an atlas, a player's guide. I just try and find something to make it the same, but similar but different, still holding its own unique identity. And the reason why I really think this is necessary is because I really admire the Codex in Riverfall, it provides a lot of additional information and really expands where the lore kind of just is more introductory in a certain capacity. So that's what I really want for Levette, especially since it gives me a great medium to kind of establish the new identity that I really see for the city. I don't think it's necessarily, to me, it's not necessarily Eastern in the way that it's depicted right now. To me, it's more, Persia under Saladin. It's more, it's definitely architecturally very Greek. Lots of parks, lots of broad avenues, colonnades, very just temple-like almost. It's kind of hard to explain without typing it out. But that and more like, obviously with Persian domes and kind of like the tunic style for the men I really perceive as being very Persian. Like they wore tunics and trousers. And that kind of also segues into this idea of fashion, where instead of everybody wearing like kimonos or yukatas or, monk gear, they're instead wearing things like they have Oriental influences, but it's more bohemian, right? So really like long diaphanous skirts, flowing, shirts, peasant blouses, the boat necks, off the shoulder, all very loose and allowing for freedom of movement, really, in my opinion, kind of inspired by the Anarta, who do much the same, and I think it has to do predominantly with being on a mountainside. And still, obviously, they wear cloaks and coats like everybody else, but all of their dyes are really muted and stuff. This is all just, of course, a precursor to what you are going to actually be reading. But that is like leagues and leagues away from the way that the city is portrayed right now. And I feel like I want to give it some unique identity so it no longer is, I guess, relying so heavily on an Oriental influence. I want it to be more, I guess, standalone, influenced by many facets of human history and culture, so to be its own unique thing. Sorry, I'm getting a call from Otacon. Hello? Okay. Come inside. Alright. Okay, bye. I gotta go. Okay. I guess I'm gonna have to make another video. Oops. Alright, bye for now.